And we live. Hey guys, happy Saturday. Welcome back to my channel. Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. Now, y'all know this is not going to happen in this video, but that's okay. We're going to live to fight another day. Joining me all the way on vacation, my girl is so solid, Mrs. Best. Y'all say what's up to her.
You got off the Wi-Fi.
What? Okay. I could not. Don't know what's going on with her sound. Couldn't hear anything. Not sure what's going on, but Mrs. Best is here. At least she's right there joining us.
Good afternoon and or morning. I'm happy to be here and I hope everyone can hear me.
We can hear you now. We couldn't hear you before.
Can you
We
hear
didn't know
me?
what was going on. Yeah, can you hear me? Uh-oh, are we
Hello?
delayed? Uh-oh. She can't hear us? Uh-oh. Sorry, y'all. Technically, she is on vacation. She trying her hardest, y'all. You know, it's okay. Leave the live and come back if you can hear me. I'm also put it in our chat too. So that way she know to leave the live to come back, y'all. Other Wi-Fi be something else. It do. Other Wi-Fi be something else. But y'all, we are here for Belle Collective. I got to keep the show going. This is the reunion. This show is only going to have a one-part reunion, which I figured because we didn't have much of a season. We had 7 episodes, and then that was pretty much it. So I don't know what Carlos is doing with this show. I don't know what's the initial plan. I don't know if I just don't know. I don't know if they're going to do the Love and Marriage Huntsville thing where they shoot like 10 episodes, come back. I don't know what they're going to do, but Mrs. Moncrief is here. Thank you, Mrs. Moncrief, for joining us today. We appreciate y'all. This is the lady who gives us all the tea on our show. But let's make sure we can hear Mrs. Best this time. Can we hear you?
I hope you can hear me. Can you
I
hear
can.
me?
Yes, I think the issue is you couldn't hear us.
Oh,
Yeah, because we heard you loud and clear, and I was all like, I think there's a delay. Is there a delay?
no, I can hear you just fine now. Honestly, I am in another country. The Wi-Fi here is reminding me of 2004. So I am doing the best I can.
Did we have Wi-Fi in 2004?
We had internet.
We had internet. I think Wi-Fi was some new shit that came later.
But
Yeah.
this internet in Mexico is so slow, and I'm by Tulum, so the internet is just not the best, and I don't know what they're doing, but I'm here, so I will be off camera. So apologies.
No,
Just tell
that's
me
okay.
if it becomes
We
problematic.
No, you're good. We hear you loud and clear, so you're good. What is going over on I have no idea. I don't know why we're already at the reunion. I don't know what's going on, but because I didn't do a separate live, y'all, a separate live is coming. I am gonna do an updates video. It's so much going on that I don't want to do it, and then something else comes out that I really want to talk about. So I am waiting till literally tomorrow to do it. I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen. I don't know because I feel like something else is going to be revealed. That's why I'm waiting. So if you guys want to know what's going on with updates, it's coming. I'm just waiting to make sure this is all the stories because I got at least 10 of them already. So, hey, Dr. Jen, thank you for being here. I have missed you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate y'all. So, let's get into these fashions. Now, it looked like the color scheme was supposed to be blue because everybody, with the exception of Latrice and Carrie, have on some sequence of a blue dress. And I don't understand why those two decided to go off the color scheme. So I'm gonna give my favorite to least favorite. So my favorite look, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Latrice. All because I do think that her dress was beautiful. I didn't like the color too much, but I thought it was beautiful. And then my least favorite, I actually am going to give it to Letitia. That dress did nothing for her. It didn't compliment her. It was way too tight. I didn't like anything about Letitia's dress. I thought it was horrible. Mrs. Best, who was your best and worst dress?
Um, you know what? I was torn. To be honest, the Bells never give with dresses. They always look cheap or like almost like something you put together for your baby's prom when you're on a low income budget. That's how they be looking on stage. I'm gonna give the worst stress to Letitia again. Letitia, I want to like you. I want to say something good about you, but you make it so hard. You just do. And that's what I'll say. The dress did not fit her body. Nothing is wrong with being a voluptuous, plus sized woman. There's nothing wrong with being overweight. I mean, there's stuff wrong medically, of course, but like there's nothing wrong with being big, small, whatever the hell. I think the problem with women who are sometimes like super tall or plus sized, they don't know how to dress for what they look like. I feel like Letitia doesn't know what to do with her weight as it relates to clothing. When you're that overweight, you can't put yourself in these dresses that make your shoulders look like an outfit out of Coming to America. And then she keeps trying to show us her titties, but she does not have titties to show or share. Her clothing choices are why Glenn is in DMs. That's how I feel. The best dressed, I didn't like anyone's like looks put together. If I had to pick the best dressed, it would be Carrie or Tambra. And they weren't even the best dressed. They just looked decent, if that makes sense. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I just Letitia has to stop. And Marie looked a fool too, so she's gonna tie with her best friend and worst dressed because why does she keep teasing that little bit of hair that she got?
I don't even think it's the hair. I don't understand why she always strategically have to have a shoulder ombre of something every reunion. It's like, if you ever notice every reunion, she always has something dramatic over her right shoulder. It's always like an extra piece of fabric. Like, she could have did without that piece of thing going over her arm and just wore the dress, and I think it would have been beautiful on her. But yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not feeling. I didn't feel anybody's look. I loved the top of Selena's dress because her titties was sitting. I just kept looking at it. I said, damn, Selena. But I liked
Selena looked
Carrie.
good. The problem with Selena though, Selena's tits looked great, but that was about it.
That's the other thing
Everything
I
else
was
just
say. I
looked like she
loved.
normally looks to me.
I about to say, yeah, she looked the same. It's just her titties was on display, and I loved it. I actually loved the top of her dress. As far as Carrie, I just didn't like her hair, which y'all know Carrie don't ever get it right in the hair department for me. She never gets it right. So I didn't like. I think what it's with Carrie, she needs to stop wearing the swoop. She needs to stop that. I think that that's what it is. I was because she's so beautiful, but that swoop, like whatever she gets a swoop, it's like it's nah. I can't take it. Like, stop doing that. That is such a dated hairstyle. Like, that's a '90s hairstyle. Coming to the 2025s and 2026 hairstyles. You did it once or twice on the show, so come on, stop doing this, Carrie. But I'm gonna get into the reunion. It wasn't not much of anything. We start off with the truce between Marie and Latrice. So Carlos says that it was really refreshing to see them starting off in a cordial space, which I did agree it was. And they both pretty much said that, they were the biggest rivalry of the collective. So it just, they got tired of it. They had a conversation off camera to say that we're, going to try something different. Let's put it to the past. And then the tree said that there was really nothing serious between her and Marie. It was just kind of like a, little banter here and there, but it was never nothing too deep for them. I disagree with her. And I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with that. I feel like it was a banter that was really big that y'all were never able to get over. She came for your hair business, and then I don't care what Latrice says. Her Antoinette and the White Lady. I feel like we're trying to, we're involved in that. She can deny it. She could say, even though Kaylon did take the, brunt of everything, I do feel like she has some, part in that. Oh, we got the chats blowing up. Did y'all see Carlos put out their businesses on the wall and all legitimate except that Pearson Enterprise logo? He was missing a couple of people's. I didn't see Carrie's Brick and Spoon logo on there. Did I miss that? Yeah, let me know if I missed Carrie because I didn't see Carrie's up there either. I only saw Latrice's, Tambra's. I don't know what Selena has, but I saw Marie's, and he had two of Latrice's. He had Taste and Goddess Links up there. He had Tambra Cherie, just her name. I guess that's to say she has a radio. And then yeah, I didn't see anybody else's. So that's kind of I thought that was shady, but you know. Hi Q1. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my girl here. She is so funny. I was watching at least three of your lives the other day, and I literally was on the floor. I have to collab with you at some point. I don't know when, I don't know what we gonna do, but trust me, you coming on Watch Your Mouth reviews. I will get in touch with you soon, love. I promise. Hi, Shana. Y'all please subscribe to Shana as well. This is my girl. I love Shana. She is one of the first YouTubers to ever embrace me. So I please subscribe to her channel as well and tell her James sent you. So um from moving on from there, we then have the address of Letitia and Latrice and this whole situation that has blown up between them two over Glenn's infidelity. You know, um, Carlos asks, what is the big problem here? It seems like you two are always at odds when it comes to the reunion. And Latrice is over it. Latrice is like, you know what? She wants to be mad at me over that situation when she need to be mad at her husband. And I agree with that. I do. And let me tell you why I agree with it. Because to me, it felt like you got more mad that that question was asked versus the fact that your man was in some DMs. And it was crazy to me that she always seems to have her anger misplaced at the wrong person or always feels attacked in some way by somebody versus really looking at the whole picture. Mrs. Best, do you agree with that or do you think I'm reaching a little bit? Hi,
No,
Shane.
I can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm sick of Letitia as a whole, as a human. She's just a waste of air. She your problem is always with your husband. It's not with the outside parties. That's the point of marriage and the point of the commitment is to ignore the temptation if you have temptation and to act right with people outside of your marriage who you have to interact with them. There's no reason that a married man or woman should be DMing somebody just to be DMing somebody. You're not doing business. You're not talking about doing business. So why are y'all hanging out? Right? So I don't know. I feel like in today's time, a lot of people like to come at the female who ended up in a situation like Amanda with Glenn. But personally, Glenn is the problem. Letitia knows that Glenn is the problem, but she's going to yell at other people because she knows she's not going to leave him. She's a weak bitch. I said what I said, and in that order. That's how I feel.
That's what I feel. Shout out to Shani being here. We appreciate you. All right. I will get in contact with you, my love. Thank you so much. So moving on from there, we then go over to Tambra. Carlos did throw some shade at her, which I thought was funny. It was almost to the sense he's like, she has the least going on out of the collective, but you know what? She did show up and gave us something. That's kind of what he said, but he didn't say it. And even Tambra kind of gave him like a side eye and was smiling because I knew she felt slighted. But to be honest, like I'm gonna be real with y'all. What has Tambra gave in these 7 episodes? We only saw her twice. So, and what I mean by twice, 2 episodes. What is Tambra giving? Tambra is not giving anything. So he asked the question, do you feel like you can trust Damon with finances, or do you think Damon is just broke? And she goes, I don't think he's broke. I just think he's irresponsible when it comes to money. And he asked the question across the panel, do you all have a joint checking account with your husbands? And pretty much all the ladies said, no, we don't have a joint checking account. We all have our separate money. And for me, when Letitia spoke up, and I'm gonna do her little scene real quick. She said, first season when I left Glenn, I didn't have enough money to get a hamburger. I only had $4 and some change. And I called my cousin and I told her, and she said never to be in this situation. Like never rely on no man. Because when Glenn and I used to be when Glenn and I were married and he used to take me away from jobs, I didn't have anything. I solely depended on him. So you always have your money, young ladies. Always have it. And
I'm sorry. I'm going to speak. Always have your money. Yes. Nobody can make you stop working unless you choose to stop working. Letitia got an excuse for everything that has to do with her being accountable. She blamed Glenn for her not working, Glenn for her unhappiness, Latrice for coming for her marriage, Amanda for being in the DMs. Like, something's
yeah,
wrong with her.
I swear, if she had just had a baby, I'd have said she going through postpartum because that's what it's
No.
giving.
People
Like,
need to stop trying to use postpartum too as an excuse to say and do stupid fucking shit. Because it's not. It's not. It's not. And they love to, oh, people don't get it. You won't know till you have a baby. No, when I'm treating patients with postpartum, they don't do stupid shit like that. So people just be using stuff as an excuse. Letitia is, I had posted this online too, commenting on because I came across it. No shade, she's a sad excuse for a woman. She doesn't seem to care to do anything that's going to help her be better is why I feel that way. Leaving your husband, that'll help you be better. Losing some weight, that'll help you be better. Firing whoever the fuck is dressing you or shopping at different stores could help you be better. But instead, she chooses to keep coming on this show and crying about all this stuff. I couldn't even afford a hamburger. What? Huh? Okay.
we
And why
and
do
the
we
thing
care if
about
you
it
left
is,
them season one if we're in season six and you're still fucking with them?
she didn't leave Glendale in no season one. I had to look at my screen and go, Letitia, if you don't cut that shit out, you never left this man. You never left him. Did you go to your mama house? Probably.
To
Yeah, we
say
saw that.
when I first left anybody, it's like, well, wait, why you have to leave somebody more than once? Wait a damn minute. Fuck that.
Right.
Letitia's mom fucked her up. I'm sorry.
It was something. Kiwan said, was it me or did Letitia look unhappy? She looked very unhappy. She looked unhappy and she looked exhausted. Like, I'm gonna just call a spade a spade. Dr. Jen said, excuse, excuse, excuse are worst tools of incompetence. Exactly. Mrs. Marquise says she's very miserable. That's why she carries the way she does. Absolutely. She had those, oh, I will never let her. No, it's the corn in the skillet. Mrs. Best always brings that.
It pisses me off. Don't put no fucking corn in the skillet unless you actually took it off the cob on your own. Letitia give me the type of bitch that'll go to Safeway and buy a can of Signature Select corn, put it in a skillet after straining the water out, and then go and bring it to an event and be like, oh yeah, this is my famous corn. I made this from scratch, girl. I don't
Mm-mm.
like anything about this woman. I don't know
Yeah.
why she's still on TV. Carlos is shading Tambra, but I'm like, you need to be throwing some shade,
And
honestly, towards
Letitia.
Letitia,
Yep.
Dr. Marie. Like, I love Dr. Marie. I do. She's funny, but I'm gonna stay on track. But Carlos, he liked to throw shade and do little stupid shit with his own show, and it's like instead of throwing shade, fix it. Just a
Mm-hmm.
suggestion.
I'm going to go back to Tambra, and I'm glad you asked this question, Dr. Jen. She said, why did Tambra procreate with Demond if, she said demon, that's hella funny, if he didn't have any money? You know what it is? I don't think he has her money. I think that I think Demond was somebody that she was with in high school. You know, that kind of high school romantic love shit. I feel like for me, this really isn't the issue. She just wanted a baby. And I feel like I hate when women do this too, where they just procreate with anybody just to say they wanted a baby, where you can easily adopt and do other shit. You don't need no man to do it traditional way. And I get it. Her parents are married and been married a long time, but don't do goofy shit like this if you have no intentions on being with the man. Now, can two people have one baby and raise it together? Absolutely. People do it every day. But what I'm saying is, to me, that wasn't the intention she went on when this first came about, if y'all remember. So I don't see no future with her and Demond. I don't see anything happening. I think that they're going to be two single people raising the beautiful London Simone, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But I wish she would just come forward and say that. Ain't no intentions on he and I being together. We just gonna raise this baby, and I'm gonna give me somebody else, and he gonna get him somebody else. Boom. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's we done. So let's see.
It's
Um,
Mississippi. No shade. Even the richest of the rich there, including Dr. Marie and Latrice, probably do not have as much money as they think they do. They may be rich for Mississippi, but we probably see them on a lot more cash trips and stuff if they was, had the money that would make them rich, not just in Mississippi, but at other places. Because that's another thing I wanted to ask you about this show. When are they gonna like go somewhere interesting that's not a 3 hour drive away?
this is a Carlos King production. Do you know how long it took to get Love and Marriage Huntsville out of the country?
And that was a mess.
And that was a mess. And not everybody went. It was only the ladies. So no,
Then
it
don't have
didn't.
these bitches come on your shows acting like they got money and are so successful when they can't even afford a trip.
Well,
And
here's the
nothing's
thing.
wrong with it, but they all coming on here trying to act rich. And you could tell Letitia was miserable. There was a comment made about money and businesses, and Letitia just looked just you could just tell when they were talking about what everybody does that she just looked like she just don't feel like she's where she's at. I hope that girl figures it out. She looked depressed this reunion.
She did. We were just she looked like she was just over it. Like she was just done with life. Like it was so sad to watch it. But oh well, Mrs. Moncrief, you ain't no good for this. Oh, this is a Homer question. Tamber wanted a baby to be a baby mama at 57.
She was probably desperate for that baby.
When I tell y'all, I don't understand, and I will never understand. Like to me, and this is not age shaming anything. If I have not had a baby by 40, I'm not having kids at all.
Mm.
I'm just not having kids at all. If I have not had my baby by 40, I get people's like, well, there's now no age because people are having babies at 50 now. I don't care.
And
I
that's
don't want to.
why the autism rate is going up, especially in this country, because women are having babies older. And yes, that does link to not just autism, but also other forms of diseases, developmental disabilities, and other struggles that your kid can be born with. It's really selfish, in my opinion. But people always, oh, Mr. Best, you're not a mom. You don't get it. I'm not a mom intentionally. I got the husband, I got the dick, I got the nut, I got all the crazy stuff. I'm not a mom intentionally because I just don't feel like you should just be bringing kids into the world just to be bringing them into the world. I feel like it should be a well thought out process. I know not everybody does that route, and that's okay. But like Tamara having this baby so damn old, and they coming on our TV screens and talking to us about this man and his funds, like she didn't know where she found them from. I'm sick of it.
Yeah. So, let me also be clear because when I say beyond 40, okay, here's the thing. I'm 35 today. My fiance will be 30 on his next birthday. So he's 5 years younger than I am. So, rightfully so, I do not feel like I'm ever going to have children. Rightfully so. Because by the time he's ready, I'm going to be 40 and I'm going to be done. I'm not going to want any anymore. So now, if I have a baby at 39, then fine, I'm good. But after 40, I'm not having kids. I don't think it's in my cards. I feel like if I wanted kids or needed kids, I would have had them by
Who
now.
gonna be 57 at the kids' high school graduation? Then you can't retire, even though 65 is around the corner, because then you might have to go and pay for the motherfuckers' college, unless you just broke, and then the government won't care and give them a loan. But I'm just saying, like, I think of stuff like that. Whose kid was old? What show was that where they were talking about how old somebody's husband would be when their kid walked the stage? I can't remember which show it was that
Oh,
you
I don't
recapped.
remember that either. Did I recap?
Yes, it was a show that you recapped a couple months ago, and somebody on there was talking about kids and stuff, and they were hella old and shouldn't have. But
I'm gonna have to go
I,
back and watch. I don't remember. I recapped so many shows and I so many people. I don't remember. Was I mean? Yeah, I probably was. But no, I just don't. Yeah, kids are not like kids are something I want, but I'm not going to wait until I'm like Mrs. Best said. That's a lot of time, and I do want to retire at 55. So yes, I'm just yeah, it's not in the cards for me, unfortunately. They can't afford Vegas with those deals they have. Vegas sinking economy. Dr. Jim Bunny, what what deals do they have? What deals do they have? This
Vegas
is
is publicly announcing a bunch of deals. I actually looked into them and will be there for New Year's. They do have some good deals going on right now with the hotels, where they're waiving resort fees, giving you free stuff, food credits. They're doing a lot.
Mhm. I know. I'm 3 hours away, and I'm taking advantage of one of them before the year's over. Just saying. Um, right, Mrs. Best. Everyone talking about new business while Letitia was quoting affirmations. And that's because I'm telling y'all, she messed up. Letitia messed up her first season. Letitia should have led with she is a bail bondsman, and I want to open up an office right on Fair Street, which was the historical black market for people in the state of Mississippi. Boom. One, I support that. Two, that is clever. And three, yes, that's how she should have came on the show. But she come and talking about I do these brunches and we gonna open up Ferris Street, some shit that we learned later on was impossible to do. So yeah, she can miss me with that one. Hi, Joseph Felton. I ain't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Exactly. I'm 41 and I don't want no children. I'll be the rich auntie or godmother. That's how I know that's right. You better speak a word. The way y'all tore Letitia up, because I'm sick of Letitia. And Mrs. Best is sick of Letitia. I'm sick of her every season coming on this show being the pity party and wanting everybody to feel sorry for her when she need to be cussing out the man that's sitting next to her because he's the problem. And I'm gonna get to that in a minute when the men get on stage because all that gaslighting and all that bullshit. I'm sorry, I can't. Past the age of
If
45.
Dr. Marie does not feel bad for being honest about Letitia, and if Dr. Marie don't feel bad about Letitia's situation and what she's going through, nobody should give a fuck. After so long, people get tired of watching people just accept whatever and then come to everybody and complain. And then I also don't feel bad for her because Letitia got a habit of fucking over other people, getting in other people's businesses, relationships, families. That shit that she did
Mm-hmm.
to Tambra was messed up a couple seasons ago. So Letitia's getting everything that she fucking deserves right now. But honestly, if she won't, like, I want to give her a chance, but if she gonna come on TV with the
We lost Mrs. Best. I don't know what happened.
bullshit
I'm gonna have.
and
Oh. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry about that. Hold on one second. Okay. Like I said, I gotta give my girl her flowers. She is doing this on vacation, y'all. So please excuse us. I'm gonna read comments until she comes back. I think having a child very late in life is selfish too. I have two kids, but I understand a woman wanting to be a
this
mother.
nasty look.
So yeah, and I agree with that too. I feel like that is selfish to do, just because in terms if you really want to be a mother, like if people really want to have children, I feel like there is an age gap of when you should, when you're the most healthiest to do so. Having kids late in life, to me, I feel like it is a selfish thing, but also it's an irresponsible thing too, because there's trying times in life when you get older, and having a kid slows you down. And then not only that, you have to think of, propositions of illnesses now, because we still do not have a cure for cancer. We still have, all these different things that are coming out in life that people are getting in those age ranges where they want to have kids. So I just feel like, yeah, that is a selfish thing to do when we have so many things going on. Definitely try to have them as early as you can. So that way you're strong enough to be with them and emotionally preparing them as well. Um, yeah, she's still going off. That's why I love her. Mrs. Best, what were you saying now?
This Wi-Fi is so ghetto. I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
It's okay. You good. Don't worry about it. We're going to move on. So they bring the men on the stage, and, you know, Carlos is welcoming everybody, and he spends moment on Marie and Cedric. And he says, Cedric, welcome back. And, I was shocked to see that you and Marie are giving it a second shot. He asked what brought that up. And Marie said it was, a bunch of life circumstances that brought it up, because I had no intentions on getting back with Cedric or any of that. So it really was life circumstances that brought us back together. And Carlos asks, okay, so, in the first season, you guys has explained that it was infidelity that kept you towards the path of divorce. And Cedric gonna say, "Well, here's the thing, you know, I'm the king of my castle, and Marie has to submit to me and everything." And I'm looking at this fool like, "What the fuck? That ain't even answering the question. Like, what are you even talking about?" And everybody was looking at him. I was Mike laughing because that was me. I was like, "What the fuck are you even talking about?" And so Carlos says, "Marie, do you have a problem submitting to Cedric?" She goes, "No, I don't have a problem submitting to Cedric, but Cedric has to know how to lead. Like, Cedric doesn't know how to lead, and that's been our problem." And they talk about the infidelity. They say, "I don't need a woman coming up to me talking about I'm the missus, I'm his wife, and everything. I don't need women to come up to me and tell me that." Now, I know this is going to sound crazy, and y'all just bear with me. I don't Bitmo believe that no woman called no damn Marie and said that Cedric was over at her house. I don't believe that at all. I'm sorry. Do I believe he cheated? Yes. But I don't believe it was brought to Marie in that fashion. I believe, you know what I honestly believe what happened, have how she may have found out. I believe she was following him one day and happened to see it, and then threw his shit out. And then we created the Belle Collective scene with her and Essie putting that shit in a box and dropping it off to him. I believe it was like that because she gives me the type that she will follow a man somewhere to see what he doing. That's what she gives me. Mrs. Best, does she give you that impression too, or am I reaching?
No, I feel like Marie probably followed Cedric, but I also feel like Cedric's dumb enough to leave like open text or something. But I was more disappointed that the fakeness of this relationship was not called out.
Hmm.
Can't nobody tell me that Cedric's type is Marie. That's all I will say today.
Yeah. I agree. So then we move on to Selena. Selena and Mike. Carlos asked Selena, did she set a wedding date? She said, "Yeah, my wedding date would be April 4th, or maybe not." And everyone's like, "Wait, what?" She goes, "Well, I don't know because see, Mike, he don't come home when he's supposed to. He be out with his friends partying and everything. And we're all trying to put two and two together. Like, what are you getting at?" And so Carlos asked Mike, "Mike, you don't come home?" And he goes, "What time do you come home?" He said, "I come home about 2." And Selena looked at him. She goes, "And what else? 2, 3, 4?" I said, "Oh God, okay." So this is what's going on in their relationship. I feel like at this point, him proposing was to get her to shut up because they've been together a long time. And I know men do this, and which is stupid, by the way, because you could just leave the relationship. But I feel like she was complaining about the next step of the relationship, so he finally proposes. But that was just to be her could be quiet. Like, men don't think all the time. Like, men don't always think, okay, when you take the next step to engagement, that means at some point you want to be married, right? So I don't really feel like, I just don't see it. I just, and I've said this from the beginning. I don't see that. I feel like the problems that they have are always there, and she just wants them to change. So I just feel like that's not the way to change them. You just got to accept that that's who he is. And you just need to determine whether or not you want to deal with it, which obviously you're dealing with it because you're still with him. So that was one thing. Before I get into her son, anything else you want to add to that, Mrs. Best, or do you agree or disagree?
I don't think it's a real relationship, so I have nothing to add.
Okay, so Mrs. Best, I don't think she, me and her kind of on that same level. I think it's a real relationship. I just think she's elevating it more than it needed to be. I don't think it's all that serious. I just don't, because I feel like the shit she was complaining about during the season, him not being in communication. First of all, he doesn't seem like he a man that speaks at all. I barely understood him, so I don't know if he really does communicate the way she said he did in the beginning. I don't believe her. I just don't. And another thing that I think that he does love her. I think that he does care for her. I think that she's a beautiful woman to have on your arm, but I don't think commitment is really what he wanted. I just don't see it. Now I could be wrong, and I don't care one way or the other. If this is really what she wants, fine. That's all well and dandy. But I just don't see it based on his perception of him being on the show and her putting him on the show. It didn't seem like a man that was joyous and ethereal to be married. It just seemed like someone who just gave her a ring to tell her to shut up. That's what I'm seeing. So let me see. I get to. I'm slacking on these comments here. Right. They was looking like, what the hell? I did like the he. I was gonna get to that in a minute, but since we already here, I love how Carrie's husband said that submission should be both ways. It should not just be a woman submitting to a man. It also should be a man submitting to a woman because he said there are days where Carrie has to pick up my slack. There's days I have to pick up her slack emotionally, physically, mentally. It should be a equal trade. And I said, I know that's right, Matt. See, you the kind of man I like. A man that is considerate of both parts. I actually know a guy like that. He would never put his wife through something that he would not be willing to go through himself. And I mean, that was what he said on his vows. Like he literally said, I will never put you through something that I'm not willing to go through my damn self. And it doesn't matter what it is. Does not matter. And I was like, and one day he told me, meet me at this place. He was like, okay. So we were at a nail salon. He goes, I'm going to get waxed. I said, why? He said, because I asked my wife to do it. So in order for me to do it or for her to do it, I have to do it too. I said, damn, that's a level of commitment that I don't know I can do. But I understood his point. He would not put his wife through something if he's not willing to go through it as well. So, I respect a man who's like that. I love men like that. I do. That's a real man for me. I'm sorry, it is. The men issue submitting to monogamy, Clint, Glyph, and Cedric cheat, and Selena husband doesn't come home. Now, I don't know if Cliff ever cheated. Mrs. Best, do you think Cliff has ever cheated on Latrice?
James, don't come on here saying stupid shit. Don't do that, friend.
Oh, shit. I got lightheaded laughing like that. Damn. Okay. Well, maybe.
I know my internet's shaky, but don't do that. You know for the hell, Lord.
No, I don't think Cedric is delayed at all. I don't think Cedric is straight. I just don't. I don't think
I think Cedric likes women and men.
Mm-hmm.
But I still do not think Marie is the type of woman that he would date should he date a woman. Like honestly, I'm not trying to like put people into a little bubble, but the women that are okay with dating men that go both ways don't typically come in the personality that someone like Marie would have to give.
See, and I think
that's why I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is just a weird couple from the jump. Like for me to look at, it's hard to process because even if there was like no gay vibes coming from Cedric, those two just don't match to me. They just don't, and they never will. But this is what Marie can get when she's got 2 twigs for legs and a BBL. Do what you got to do, Marie.
The elevator doesn't go all the way to the top. Oh yeah, I can say that for a lot of the cast members, really. Mike must still think he's maybe it's something. I don't think he really is giving up that bachelor life the way Selena won't. I really don't think he's giving that up. I think that that's the real problem, but she don't want to come out and say that. But I'm like, well, what's the point? If that's what I don't understand women who like to hide what a situation is when you know that's the situation. And I think because it's trivial, that's probably why she feels that way. But it don't matter. What you feel is what you feel. Everybody, whoever's out there listening, what you feel in your relationship is what you feel. It don't matter how small or how trivial it may be. If you feel a certain way, like if, for example, I don't like that my fiance like chocolate, and I tell him that, he gonna tell me, so I like chocolate. I'm gonna say, okay, I don't like that you like it, but that's what it is. That's not really my situation, but I'm just giving an example because I don't care I'm just saying there's some things that people need to be honest about, no matter how stupid or trivial it is. There could be more reason, deeper meaning to that. I didn't try it. I just don't know. Like when I say, like for me, I'm gonna give y'all another example about. I don't feel like Marceau's ever cheated on Tisha. I think he likes to troll. I think that family, the whole Scott family, I think that they are so good at trying to manipulate and mindfuck people that I really don't believe it. What I do think I think he's done other things that will still be equally as damaging. Now, if you ask me if Maurice cheated on Kimmy, yes, absolutely. I think he's cheated on Kimmy on more than one occasion. That's my opinion, my honest opinion. I do. But I don't think Marcelo ever. I just don't think it. That's just me. Oh, I don't think she's delayed, y'all. I don't think. I just think she like thugs. She like
Something is
them.
wrong with Selena. You do not make comments like she made about her wedding up on a national, television platform. And then Mike's response to it was just like, yeah, I'm gonna come home. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I'm gonna make the sun shine. Yeah, I could control the weather. Like, that man don't care. I think Mike, I won't say he doesn't care. I do think he cares about Selena, but I don't think he cares about her enough to be married. But he also seems like the type of guy that once he's comfortable, he's comfortable. Um, I don't know. Selena is slow though, because babe, if someone wants to marry you, you shouldn't be having conversations about them coming home at 3 a.m. The man drives trucks. There's no reason for him to be coming home that late.
I agree. Glenn is a sociopath. Yeah, I agree with that. Because Selena might think that if she tells Mike what's always on her mind, he might get mad and threaten to leave. I also agree with this. I do. That's why she is so passive. And I think the communication thing was like some sort of scapegoat for really masking what she really feels. Because to me, as I said, that man don't look like he communicate at all. He's a man of few words. When have y'all ever known a man of few words to be a great communicator? So to me, I feel like she was reaching, and I said that on the first episode. I don't think that's the issue. I really don't, because the man barely speaks. How the fuck he gonna communicate with you when he don't even talk? And when he do talk, I couldn't understand him. So I imagine if I can't understand him, then my immediate mind is Selena may not understand him. And I think the communication is, I think she wants him to do that, but he's not going to do it because that's just naturally how he is. Selena, if you wanted a man who communicated, you needed to get you a different type of man. You need to lead him like, I'm not saying he's a thug or anything, but she looked like she liked thuggish ass men after JJ. I do. I feel like she likes that shit. Um, I don't think she's I don't know. Because I could definitely see Glenn being one. I really can. I could definitely see that. I don't think she is one. I think she is just one of those women that just is always being. Are victim sociopaths, Mrs. Beth? Mrs. Beth? I don't say Mrs. Beth. Listen to me. I can't speak right now. Turn into Mike.
Sociopaths always view themselves as a victim. That's a common trait.
Mm. So if I were to say like this, then I would say Glenn is a narcissist and Letitia's a sociopath. The two most unrealistic people to be in one marriage. Yeah. I don't but at first because I just feel sorry for her. I do. I don't know if that's really just I have pity for her or anything. I just feel like she doesn't want to see the light. She just doesn't want to see that she's a part of the problem. So I don't know, but yeah, where were we at? We got off Letitia and we Selena. Let me see what else. Oh, we had this issue between because I'm trying to remember the shit off memory because it wasn't nothing much that happened. They were rushing this whole damn reunion, so we have this whole thing with Cliff, Latrice, Letitia, and Glenn. Glenn feels that Cliff, should have had more of a say so and and shut that whole situation down when it came to that question being asked in this whole situation with Amanda coming out, and checking Glenn about the DM situation. He felt like Cliff could have put his finger down because had it been him, he would have shut it down. Glenn, I don't believe you. Something about you give me that you like messy shit too, like Cliff does. And you probably wouldn't, because if this roles were reversed and this was Amanda turning on Cliff, I don't think Glenn would have done anything different than what Cliff did. He probably would have been worse. He gives me the type that he probably would be worse. Mrs. Best, do you think that too?
Um, I agree with Dr. Jen that Glenn is a sociopath, so I do feel like he would likely handle it differently if the situation was flipped. But watching Glenn is like watching an upset teenage girl being told that she can't go to the dance with her boyfriend.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I somewhat see what you're saying, but to me, I don't know. I just feel like he would thrive on if the shoe was on somebody else's feet. I just do. I just think he would relish in that. I'm sorry. He just gives me that type of guy. I don't know why. And it could be nothing that he really did or anything. It just seems like if Cliff was in the hot seat and this was a girl coming at Cliff, I don't think he would shut it down. I just don't. So that shit is funny. I'm still laughing at that in my head. Um, Glenn's just mad because his spot was blown up. But yeah, and I think that if the shoe was on Cliff's foot, he would not do this. He would not do what he's saying. He would not preach that message that he would have shut it down. I think he would have let it be on Cliff, and glad the spotlight would be on him. I don't think he's one of those guys. I just don't. So you know, to me, and this is what's so funny about it. With Latrice said, Glenn ain't your friend the same way that Sheisha not my friend. And she said, oh yeah, we were friends. I was a real friend to you. I did everything. I'm tired of people coming after me and telling me everything about my situation. And Latisha's like, well, girl, you need to be mad at your husband. Why are you mad at me? Be mad at your husband because he was in the DMs. And so Carlos asked about the DMs, like what were in the DMs, who initiated it. So according to Glenn and Letitia, Amanda initiated the DMs first. I guess she said happy birthday or some bullshit. And Latrice is like, no, I saw the DMs. Glenn definitely added Amanda first and was in them DMs first. So, Mrs. Best, I have to ask you, who do you think initiated the DMs out of Glenn or Amanda? Uh-oh. I don't know if we lost her. I'm gonna ask you guys in the chat, who do y'all think initiated the actual DM situation? Do y'all think it was Glenn or do y'all think it was Amanda? My personal opinion, I think it was Glenn that initiated the actual DMs with Amanda. I don't think it was vice versa. So Joseph Felton says, I think Cliff follows bro code between him and Glenn to a certain extent. Glenn just can't accept the fact that he got caught and wants to blame everybody else for his part. I agree. I 100% agree with that. I think Cliff does follow it, and there's only so much Cliff can do. And that's another thing. And this is where I'm mad at Glenn, because if Cliff really wasn't on your side or wasn't trying to like shut it down, he would have told you, hey, look, calm down. You're gonna blow up your own spot. Like he was there consoling him. So I kind of feel like Glenn just wanted someone else to blame. I agree with that 100%. So a lot of y'all think it was Glenn, that I do too. And this is what my problem with Letitia, because Latrice said some of those messages have been deleted. She go, oh no, I compared it to Amanda's. And Latrice said he reached out to her first. And then Letitia slipped and said, oh yeah, on the Facebook. Yeah, I saw that. I said, Letitia, you just said just 10 seconds ago that Amanda was trying to put it on Glenn. Now all of a sudden you knew about some Facebook messages where he started with her first. Yeah, Letitia is so sad. It's just so ugh. And Amanda thought it was cute to entertain. It's just like she said, she did it for a spot on the show. And I agree. And I believe that. That's what I really believe happened. I believe that this was, Latrice definitely tried to get her on the show, and this was the boom to do it. So, yeah. Glenn doesn't want to take ownership of his actions. He doesn't. He doesn't. He has that young jock syndrome like you would not believe. Like it is so crazy to me. I think the only difference between Jock and Kendra and Glenn and Letitia is you have just the old girl that's the cleanup woman, that's Letitia, and then you have Kendra being the girl that Jock really probably could pull if he wasn't young Jock. Because you can't tell me that Kendra will actually be going to this level of extent if he was just some regular Joe Schmo that worked at FedEx. She would not be giving him the time of day. So I kind of feel like, but I do feel like Jock and Glenn have that in common where they like to cheat because it's a thrill of probably a insecurity that they once felt. So to have so many women there feeling that insecurity, I do. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Y'all old now. Y'all old. Y'all this don't work no more. But that was pretty much it. That's all I really wanted to talk about. Mrs. Best, anything else you want to mention? Yeah, I don't, yeah, where she is, I don't think that she's able to get to us, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and she's off mute.
Sorry.
No, you're okay.
Sorry. I agreed with what everybody said in the chat about Glenn. y'all wrapped it up pretty much the way I would have wrapped it up. Hell, Glenn is horrible, and men like Glenn and Jock cheat because of how they look.
Hmm. I do believe that. That's a real thing, y'all. Men that like if y'all ever got with someone who felt like they weren't as attractive and they cheat, it's because the women probably give them the sense of ego about themselves that they could still pull no matter how they look. But to me, that's so ridiculous and stupid. Like at the end of the day, just be satisfied with what you have because you chose them people to get married to, right? It's crazy. But that was it, y'all. That was Belle Collective. This is I don't know when the show is coming back. This was a very short season for this to be one of Carlos's favorite shows. This definitely does not get, the best treatment of them all. Letitia seemed like the type that will allow Glenn to cheat as long as it doesn't come back to her or see it in 4K. Um, I feel like it's that way now. I don't feel like it was that way in the beginning. I don't feel like it was that way in the beginning. I don't think she was ever okay with it in the beginning. I feel like now she's just so used to it. And as I said, I don't understand why, but I feel like in the beginning, I don't think that it was really something she just allowed him to do. I just think that it's something he just did and just never really came clean until she got on TV and then shit started coming out. Um, what happened to that Houston family real estate show? It's not coming back, y'all. It's not coming back. That was one of his best shows he ever pitched and got pitched to him and he actually did. They're not coming back. I don't know what happened. I do follow Nicole on social media. I don't see her with her family as much. I see her at events. I see her doing things, but I don't think they're coming back. I just don't see it because I never see her. Like when I first started following her and the show was on, I saw her all the time with her family. I don't see her with anybody anymore. So I don't know what happened. And I love that show. I wish he would bring it back to some capacity, or I wish they would do something different. Like if OWN did not want to pick them up, I wish they would revamp the show and do what the Braxtons are doing, which is create a whole nother show and then it'd be just as entertaining. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I might be wrong, but I don't think they're coming back because they would have been back by now. So,
No, they're not. They're not coming back. I had saw that somewhere because I follow the what is that girl? I think it was Nicole, the older
mhm.
sibling, and she had posted about it, and so did I can't remember the other one's name, but the broker that they're
Demetria.
prioritizing. Yeah, they're prioritizing family over bullshit essentially.
Okay, I thought so because I followed Nicole as well, and I didn't see anything like I like the signs that she didn't say anything about them filming. She didn't say anything about. She doesn't even. I shouldn't even associate with her cousins anymore. I don't know if she still owns the business with Jamisha or not. But yeah, I'm to the point where I can't even get mad at Glenn anymore. Letitia allowing herself to go through pain and embarrassment just shows. Well, at least I got a man. Ooh, I know so many women like this that put up with so much crazy and disrespectful shit just to say they got a man.
And that's
Crazy.
Letitia's problem and why this reunion was so short. Because she tried to make the point at the reunion about how she's always open about her marriage and stuff like that. But that's exactly why we don't like you. That's exactly why you're kind of bringing down the show. It's not fun to watch someone. It's like watching Kirk and Rashida or Yandy and Mendices or like Jocelyn and Stevie J years ago. It's like after so long, you get tired. We're tired, Letitia.
Oh, I do want to ask, what does she mean by all's fair on Bell Collective? What the fuck was that supposed to mean?
She doesn't know. The bitch can't barely talk. She clearly didn't pay attention in English. So I don't know what that is supposed to mean. I felt like she was trying to say like, the all's fair in love and war and things like that, as if they were having some type of that. But Letitia, stop acting like a sociopath and expecting us to feel sorry for you after you treated all these cast members except for Marie like shit. Now your friends is gone and they finally got your ass back and now you crying and so hurt. Like, girl, go. Goodbye.
Yeah, I want to see next season if she gonna hold that to the fire. But what I
This
will
was a
say,
terrible reunion, though. I do feel the
it
need to
was.
say that. And I don't feel like, though I don't, I like Bell Collective. I do, I hate Love and Marriage Huntsville and pretty much every show that OWN has to offer. But I feel like Bell Collective is an actual good show that the producers and the network are allowing to go into the ground, and they need to figure that out.
I 100% agree. They need to do something. I don't know.
They ignored Carrie. You had a whole new freaking Belle added, and you barely spoke to her about anything outside of her making fun of Marie's outfit. When Carrie shared issues with her husband, we could have loved and gotten an update on that. Carrie had her restaurants, but y'all want to ask her about Colin Jackson, which is ratchet, ratchet. And her and her husband were giving opinions, and it seemed like dropping dimes at the reunion, but they didn't seem to care to show it. So it's like y'all could have leaned away from the bullshit and showed Carrie more. I don't know why he put this together this way, but Carlos King, you can have a vision. You could be the greatest writer ever, but even the greatest writers have to go and find publishers. The greatest people always have to go and find somebody to help edit and critique their work. And Carlos King needs help desperately.
Yeah, he needs to do something with this show. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if maybe he needs a whole new cast. I don't know if he needs something different. I don't know if they need a new element of surprise. I don't know if he needs to hire Sonny back, but he need to do something because this show is not. If you only gonna give us 7 episodes and then plus a reunion, I need something better than this. I'm sorry, I do. I need something better than this. You have other shows that I feel like you can give your energy to, or you can give the contract to. I don't know why you choosing to give it to this if you only gonna give us this half-ass of a show. So that's all I'm gonna say. This ain't, I don't know what it's like to be a producer, but at the end of the day, I know I couldn't do any worse. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyways, y'all, right, and as someone that actually has stature, and what I mean by that is I need verifiable shit. Like, and I need people who's gonna be willing to give their real life. If you live in a double wide, then show that double wide like you ain't never showed it before. If you drive a Honda Odyssey, then you better roll that motherfucker to the wheels fall off and don't be shame of it. If you can't buy, Louis Vuitton, ain't nothing wrong with going to Ross and get you a nice little big old purse. Stop perpetrating, all of you. Stop perpetrating. So I'm just saying, it's so annoying to watch that on TV. Roll in your, if I was on reality TV, yes, I'm rolling in my Honda HRV. I don't care what none of y'all say. I'm rolling that and I'm coming up and start. I'm gonna wash it and go down there. I'm gonna give it an F. You nice, Joseph Felton. I'm gonna give it an F. That was a nice grade. I'm gonna give it an F. They didn't give me nothing.
I
Didn't give me
think that
nothing.
the potential for something to be given was there for most of the cast, with the exception of Letitia. Well, actually, there was opportunity for her to give more also with how she handled the issue. The problem is that the cast is lazy and comfortable. And I feel like Letitia obviously let things go to her head that she was the leading the bills, and I think now she's been reminded that she is not leading the bills. But they need to change a lot with the show. But I think where they definitely should start is with Letitia and Glenn. You can't. It's never going to get better with those two there, because anytime anyone talks about marriage or any actual issues or anything like that on the show, Letitia and Glenn are always going to be triggered or feel the need to run out of there. They can go.
I agree. I agree. I agree. But yeah, that's it, you guys. We got one more live to do today, which is the Braxtons. They're also, this was the season finale for them, so make sure you guys head on over there. I appreciate everybody being here. I have fun. Thank you guys so much for coming in live, showing us some love. We appreciate every one of y'all. Make sure you, once again, y'all subscribe to Shana_MCD. Her information is in my description box. Also subscribe to my new homegirl, Kiwan. She also does recaps as well, and she is funny as hell. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to her. Be sure to tell her that James sent you, and I hope to have her on my channel here very soon. So thank you guys once again, and I'll see you guys on my next live. Bye-bye now.